Hour broadcasting from Channel Africa, the African Perspective. We are live from Johannesburg, South Africa. You can catch us live on the SABC Plus app, on the audio bouquet channel 802, as well as on OpenView channel 628. I am Ntlanhla Mahlangu, standing in for Tepiso Makwetla. Today, the 15th of October, marks the International Day of Rural Women, a United Nations observance that highlights the vital contribution of women in rural areas to food production, community resilience, and sustainable development worldwide. Across Africa, women remain at the heart of agriculture, yet they often face barriers to land, finance, and training. In South Africa's Free State province, one young entrepreneur is working to change that. Itumeleng Mohoang, a founder of Thabomeleng Training Institute, is helping rural and township women turn small plots of land into viable agri-business. Mohoang joins us to now discuss this further. Itumeleng, thank you so much for taking your time and joining us on Africa World Hour.
Thank you very much, Ntlanhla, for having me this evening.
Today is International Day of Rural Women. From your experience working with women farmers in the Free State, what does this day mean to you, and why? And what's the significance for Africa's rural communities?
This is a very imperative day to women in the agricultural space, especially in the Free State, because not often at times women are never spotlighted, more especially in a sector as viable as agriculture. Not only that, purely because the male-dominated area of agriculture, it's never easily penetrated by women, more especially the women in the remote areas where we hardly reach. So this day marks a significant one ever, because we get to focus a lot on what's happening in the small-scale farmers in the rural Free State.
Now, your institute focuses not only on farming but also on agri-processing, which many see as a key to unlocking greater value in agriculture. Can you just explain what agri-processing involves and why you believe it's an important opportunity for women?
Thank you very much. Agro-processing is a form of converting any form of agricultural raw material into a product that can be utilized by anybody in any household. I'll give you a practical maybe example or two. With salts, you can be able to add essential oils, whether it's lavender, whether it's eucalyptus, to form a bath salts, to also form scrubs. This is basically agro-processing, because you took a raw material and turned it into a household product. The other one that I normally like highlighting or spotlighting on is the juices that are being able to be produced from either spinach from the backyards, or utilizing celery or any form of agricultural plant to be able to utilize as either a shot, a healthy shot, or just a normal juice, just like anybody drinks it.
Mm. And you've trained, a number of women who started from backyard gardens and turned them into successful business owners. What are some of the most inspiring success stories that have come out of your training programs?
My goodness, where do I even start? I'll mention three top ones that stands out for me. So it's 20 women that I was training in 2024 from August, 4 months from August last year. So what happened was this was an agri-SETA funded initiative where I had to apply for the grant, and then I brought them back to the Free State, where I had to train the women that are already in the programs. So one of the women, immediately when we finished with the program, and then we were holding a certification ceremony or a graduation, and then it was fully fledged graduation regalia on them, and then stakeholders were there. It was a beautiful event, I don't want to lie. And she came to me and said, you know what, Itumeleng, because of this program, I now believe that I can be able to start and finish something. And I never had a matric certificate, so I'm going back to enroll for it. And I can confirm that she actually went back to school to complete her matric because of the impact that we did with training as well as the ceremony afterwards. And the second one would be where we had to where we enrolled in the same group again, and quite an old woman. She's 62. She was 62 then, so she's about 63 now. And remember, when you have a funded initiative, the funder will give you the guidelines that I want you to target young people in this agricultural space. And I literally took a leap of faith and I took a risk, put my head down and said that because this woman shows so much interest in this and she's already doing a lot at her backyard farming, I enrolled her in. Not only did she get 100% attendance, she was eager to learn, given that she had some impairments in terms of writing and reading, but we had extra support to make sure that she can be able to be successful afterwards. And she also graduated. Furthermore, she was granted a grant from the Free State Agricultural Department for infrastructure in agriculture to the value of R500,000.
Those are such inspiring stories. You've also received several awards for your work in empowerment and education. But what keeps you motivated, and what are your hopes for expanding your impact across South Africa and the rest of the continent?
What keeps me motivated? It's basically the support that I'm currently having. Business can be very, very lonely. It does not matter which industry you could be in. I was very, very fortunate to have been part of the Sibanye Stillwater mentoring program, which is youth in mining program. This is where I was assigned mentors, both business mentor and personal mentor, where they were able to make sure that I balance all the hierarchy of needs and be able to run a business with everything balanced on my personal level. So the same techniques that they've utilized on me and that made sure that I succeed in this, I'm applying them. So it's basically a ripple effect on all the mentees and all the training candidates that we have in our trainings, because I offer close mentoring to them. And I also help with access to market. If there's any form of opportunities that are appearing in the similar industry, with them. I'll give you a practical example. We actually in the planning now, where I'm currently linking them with a commercial farmer who owns basically the full value chain. She owns hectares of land, then she has an abattoir in the same land, and then the butchery. So you can just realize that she's literally covering the entire thing. And these were one of the goals that few of the women in the program wanted to pursue, which is having an abattoir and a butchery. So we're going to be visiting her and learning a lot from her. And then in this instance, or in this case, I think it will be impactful, and then they can be able to practice the similar or maybe an exemplar to their farms back at home.
And what's next for Thabomeleng Training Institute? What are the plans to expand beyond just the Free State and to scale up, your impact nationally?
We've actually started. One of my goals previously was to basically reach the unreachable places, which is the townships, because now our UPS, or our unique selling point in business, is that we take training to the people. I wouldn't want distance to be the barrier of access or the barrier for entry for young people that wants to enroll into our programs. So we currently are traceable in Gauteng. We're doing small satellite or piloting projects just to check the appetite of the people on the ground. And once we are fully confident that we are known on the ground, that's when we can be able to expand fully. Because right now, our base is in the Free State, but we've got a few sites in and around it, one in Mamelodi, and then there's Katlehong as well as Kagiso, where there's currently trainings in a very small scale that are currently taking place. And so far, I can confidently say the response has been quite impressive. It's not easy as a private institutions of higher learning to easily and trust, because most of the private sector colleges are normally fly-by-night. So it's not easy to get that trust. But with our accreditations and with the good track record that we have, and also the awards that we have won in the previous years are quite credible, and people tend to be more relaxed and confident in our delivery.
Itumeleng, we'll leave it there. I really do appreciate you taking your time and talking to us on Africa World Hour. May your star keep shining, and may you continue to be that beacon of hope for all women, not just in the Free State, but across South Africa and the rest of the continent. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.